One animal can shrug off cobra venom like water. Another delivers the strongest bite relative to body size of any carnivorous mammal. Tonight, we're analyzing what happens when Africa's most fearless survivor meets Australia's bone-crushing powerhouse. Which evolutionary masterpiece would have the advantage? The answer might surprise you, but before we reveal the winner, let's meet our first contender. Honey badger, the survival machine. Enter the honey badger. 20-30 pounds of pure determination that can sprint at 19 miles ph while delivering 160 psi of bite force. But here's what makes this absolutely incredible. Its skin is so loose and thick it literally rotates inside its own hide when grabbed by predators. Scientists have documented cases where honey badgers survive direct cobra strikes to the face, with venom levels that would drop an elephant in minutes. Those 1.5-inch claws aren't just for show, they're reinforced with extra keratin layers, making them harder than most steel tools. Archaeological evidence shows these claws can dig through concrete hard earth at rates of 6 inches per minute. This African champion doesn't just hunt venomous cobras, it actively seeks them out, with documented cases of single badgers consuming up to 15 snakes in one feeding session. Now you've seen what pure evolutionary rage looks like, but its opponent brings something completely different to the table. Tasmanian Devil, the bone crusher. Meet the Tasmanian Devil. This 18 to 26 pound champion harbors jaws that unleash 124 psi, officially the strongest bite to body weight ratio of any living carnivorous mammal. But here's the jaw-dropping part. Those jaws can open to 75 degrees, wider than python mouths, and their jaw muscles make up 20% of their entire body weight. That famous yawn you see in videos, research reveals it's actually a complex territorial display that releases pheromones detectable from over 400 yards away. This powerhouse doesn't just consume bones. Forensic studies show devils can completely process a 40-pound wallaby carcass, including every fragment of bone and cartilage, in just 30 minutes of feeding. But here's what's really insane. Devil saliva contains enzymes so powerful they can break down bone calcium faster than industrial acid. We're talking about nature's ultimate recycling machine. So we've got unstoppable persistence versus unstoppable power. But what happens when these evolutionary masterpieces actually face off? Picture this: sun-scorched landscape, massive wildebeest carcass prize worth a week of survival. Two of nature's most determined survivors approach from opposite directions. The tension is about to explode. The honey badger approaches with what researchers call calculated aggression. This isn't random fury, it's tactical awareness honed by 15 million years of evolution. Every movement is analyzed, every weakness identified. But watch what happens next. The devil responds with signature intimidation protocol, jaws snapping to that terrifying 75 degrees, releasing vocalizations measured at 90 decibels, louder than city traffic, echoing across the landscape. Here's where things get absolutely wild. The badger's legendary adaptation kicks in. That loose skin isn't just thick, it's a triple-layered defense system with a middle layer of fat that's 6 times thicker than human skin. It allows impossible maneuvers, literally rotating within its own hide while positioning for advantage. When the devil's incredible bite force meets this evolutionary armor, something fascinating happens. The encounter transforms from power versus power into endurance versus energy expenditure. Now here's where the science gets mind-blowing. The devil's explosive power system demands massive energy input. Those oversized jaw muscles consume 40% more oxygen than normal mammal muscles. They're built for short, decisive moments, not prolonged competition. But the badger? This animal was literally engineered by evolution for marathon performance. Its heart rate during stress actually decreases, entering what biologists call persistence mode. Its legendary stamina becomes increasingly dominant as any encounter progresses. Watch this unfold. The devil's impressive intimidation display meets the badger's supernatural focus that researchers describe as neurologically abnormal. This animal's pain receptors fire at 60% lower rates than typical mammals. Here's where 15 million years of evolutionary arms race reaches its climax. The badger deploys multiple survival systems simultaneously. Chemical deterrent glands that release compounds detectable 2 miles away. That rotating skin defense system, legendary pain tolerance, and what scientists call tactical patience. But here's what's truly remarkable. The devil finds its greatest evolutionary weapon, those bone-crushing jaws, essentially neutralized by engineering that took millions of years to perfect. Frustration mounts as specialized crushing power meets generalized survival mastery. The energy mathematics become unavoidable. The Devil's power system peaks at 400% normal metabolic rate, while the Badger maintains steady 150%, sustainable for hours. Based on comprehensive evolutionary biology analysis, the Honey Badger would most likely have the advantage, but not through superior violence. Instead, through superior adaptation engineering. While the Devil possesses incredible bite strength, stronger pound for pound than any carnivorous mammal alive, the Badger's defensive systems create what researchers call a perfect storm of survival. That loose skin literally transforms raw crushing power into frustrated energy expenditure. The deciding factor? Evolutionary endurance design. The Badger's stamina system would systematically outlast the Devil's explosive but energy-draining power system. It's like watching a Formula One car try to outdistance a hybrid in a cross-country race. Both animals are absolute champions in their domains. The Devil's specialization makes it the perfect Tasmanian ecosystem engineer, capable of processing 40 pounds of carcass daily, while the Badger's generalized toughness makes it Africa's ultimate survivor. Documented through nature, victory doesn't always mean destruction. It often means simply outlasting your competition through superior adaptation and persistence. Sometimes the tortoise really does beat the hare, and evolution proves that specialized power isn't always superior to generalized resilience. If you found this analysis fascinating, you should definitely check out my other video, where I break down the science of why tigers never actually win against gorillas. The results will shock you just as much as today's matchup. Hit subscribe for more evolutionary analysis.